Sitting directly to my right, you might have seen his work, I'm sure, in Sons of Anarchy as Juice Ortiz, Juan Carlos Juice Ortiz, for those scoring at home. But he is in the new film Emily the Criminal, which hits theaters on Friday, August 12th. Theo Rossi here on the Rich Eisen Show. Good to see you, sir.
It's great to see you.
You play the role of a guy who is stealing credit card information and having people buying stuff with them. That's basically what a dummy shopper is. That's what
He provides these credit cards and these numbers, and people come and do stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what this film is about, where Aubrey Plaza goes down this hole, figuring out a life of crime. And
there's a bigger picture. She's saddled with student debt, overwhelmed.
Yes.
And, when you push people to a certain limit, they have to find other ways, as we do. And she just happens to stumble upon Yusuf and my cousin, and it potentially goes down the wrong path. But when faced with this adversity, we both find out who we truly are. Maybe Yusuf isn't who we think.
Okay.
Maybe Emily isn't who we think. The yin and the yang of it all.
The yin and yang of it all. And Emily the Criminal, again, is in the theater near you on Friday, August the 12th. And so what did you enjoy about playing this role or learning about this world?
Well, my mom was really happy because, she's Lebanese and Syrian. So I finally got to, play with I Am, which was very exciting for her.
Yes.
And I got to, call some family members and really dive deep back into that because Yusuf had just come here years before. I had a little knowledge of credit card fraud. So it was
being on the business end, the wrong end of it is what you're saying? Because I've been in that position where all of a sudden
I've been in both sides of it.
Okay. I hope the statute of limitations is run out on that. Okay,
it has.
Very good.
It's been a long time.
Very good, Theo. Okay.
School in a place called Albany, and there was some crazy
SUNY, a little SUNY
Albany,
University of New York at Albany.
University. It's fine. It's Great Danes.
Okay, very good.
And it was a crazy time.
Theo Rossi here on the Rich Eisen Show. Let's just jump right into it. You probably had no idea I'm from Staten Island, New York, because I don't look like a guy from Staten Island, New York.
No, and the funny thing is,
yes, sir.
Now that you say it,
yes,
you look exactly like a guy.
What do you? I'll bite. What do you mean?
The whole persona just came out.
Is that right there? Forget about it.
Entered the 36 chambers. Like I feel like I just went into the Wu-Tang. Right now,
like I'm from the North Shore. I'm actually from the Willowbrook section of Staten Island. Which
amazing,
is right in the heart of the island itself.
It's a movie I'm developing right now.
Are you in
about Cropsy killer and everything.
Oh my God, Cropsy. Have you ever heard of Cropsy?
Great documentary.
Go ahead, tell him who Cropsy is. He's from Maine mostly.
Yeah, you're really New England.
You're military
from all over.
Right. But Mike, what exit are you from? What exit are you from?
145 on the GSP,
on the
Garden State Parkway.
Yes, indeed.
I know the Garden State
very well.
I mean,
I
used to DJ
exit 13 on the Turnpike for me.
There you go.
I was a Goethals Bridge guy.
You were a Goethals Bridge guy.
Oh, yeah.
I was a Goethals.
Great roller
rink. It's all changed.
Has it really?
Everything's changed in New York. It's a different. I went back when I was doing Luke Cage. I was living on Staten Island for 4 years.
You lived on Staten Island
for
shoot
4
Luke
years.
Cage?
Yes. And I realized it was freezing.
Yes.
And I had to get out.
Okay. Understood.
And now we live on a ranch in Austin. And it's a whole different life.
My God, isn't it a whole different life?
It's a whole different.
So what part of Staten Island are you from?
So I'm from Oakwood.
I know where that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Went to Farrell.
Monsignor Farrell.
Monsignor Farrell played football.
I'm Susan E. Wagner High School.
It was that was where it was going to be for me. It was one or the other. I went to PS 23. I was either going to go to Wagner or Farrell, and I went to Farrell because football was my entire life. All my other buddies went to Wagner. We played each other, Quite
a bit.
Yeah. Beat them every year that I was there.
Okay.
And
you're a champion.
It is what it is. We won the 91 state championships. I'm not going to age myself.
What did you play there?
I played outside linebacker, started as a fullback, then we went to the run and shoot. And then I went to outside linebacker. It was a lot bigger.
And I
played a strong safety in my senior year. Yeah, junior and senior.
I mean, you're
monster back.
You don't strike me as a fullback.
I was about 35 pounds heavier.
Okay.
Maybe 40.
Okay.
It was a different time. Things were different.
Are you talking about a certain era where?
It was a different time.
Did you drink a lot of juice back in the day?
Yeah, I drank a lot of juice.
Okay.
I played juice, and things were different. And I still have heartburn.
Juice Ortiz. Somebody put the juice in Ortiz well before becoming an actor.
It was a different time.
Okay, understood?
Yeah.
All right, Theo.
And then I went to SUNY Albany to play, and then I realized that after only losing, I think I lost 2 high school games, that Albany lost a lot more.
I didn't know that SUNY Albany has a football team.
I was going to go to Canisius to play, and
Right.
or Buffalo, but it
Right.
went to Albany.
Well, Buffalo, Khalil Mack played in Buffalo, man. I mean, so
Buffalo's fantastic.
I know.
But it was a little colder.
Huh.
And I chose Albany because all my guys from Wagner and all the guys from Farrell, we all went
to
together.
Yeah, we went to SUNY Albany.
Yes.
Okay.
To play.
Right.
And then we did it. 2 stayed and played.
Well, I went to PS 54, IS 72, Susan Wagner High School.
My producing partner and best friend went to 72.
Who was that?
Nick Carmona.
Nick Carmona.
Yeah, we call him Mona.
Mona owes me $5.
Yeah, we call him Mona. I bet you Mona owes you a lot more than that. He owes a lot of people money.
This is great. This is amazing. And then I went to the University of Michigan.
Wow.
And on graduation day, I got a call from the boss, who was my my boss from my 2 previous summer internships at the Staten Island Advance.
Wow.
Where I was a staff writer for 3 years and driving on Father Capodanno Boulevard back in the day, following an ambulance because I thought that might be a story.
It was.
I ran through 3 red lights and I pulled over on Father Capodanno Boulevard and I said, I can't do this anymore.
Can't ambulance chase on Father Capodanno.
You can't do that. Well, yes, that's true.
I never made Staten Island Advance All-Star, so that's probably your fault. And because that was a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So you were probably on the voting committee.
No,
I did make New York State All-Stars.
No, you didn't want to speak to me because I was the one answering the phones at 11 at night, taking the obituary from all the funeral homes.
Yeah,
Nobody wanted to talk
still
to
going
me.
strong.
I know they are.
Yeah, my step-grandfather was a Pouch Terminal. He coached Pouch Terminal. If you remember, they were men's league baseball. Again, sports were different in the 80s, 90s in Staten Island. Big deal.
Yeah, right.
I played at Miller Field all the time. I played soccer and Staten Island Boys League football.
So what's Cropsy? Tell him what Cropsy is again. Because Cropsy used to scare the crap out of me.
Yeah. So in the 80s, Cropsy was basically terrorizing Staten Island. There was Willowbrook, the institution that Geraldo busted.
Geraldo Rivera. Jerry Rivers, I believe, at the time was the one who busted it, to be very honest with you. But okay, go for it.
Yeah, he busted it wide open. It was this horrific scene. And then Cropsy.
5 blocks from where I grew up in Willowbrook.
And we used to go hang out in there in the abandoned Willowbrook and play Sanitarium from Metallica.
Never would I ever do that. I was, no, but I knew
the
people
Sickies were in there. There was all the groups.
What the hell were you doing, Theo Rossi?
I don't know.
Getting ready for Sons of Anarchy.
I was getting ready for Sons of Anarchy.
That's what you were doing.
I was a young kid.
Yeah.
Who was fearless, building forts in the woods.
Did Cropsy exist? Did he really exist?
Well, they got someone. I don't know.
Andre Rand.
Yeah, that's who they got. Oh, and he used to work at Willowbrook as
a janitor. At Willowbrook.
We would tell stories around campfires.
Yeah. So they're totally, fully harassed and was this Candyman of Staten Island for a long time.
So you're doing a documentary?
No. So I'm obsessed with, and I miss, my favorite movies are like Goonies, Stand By Me, Flight of Navigator, Sandlot, all those kind of films.
Yes.
And I feel those have really been missed. So 12 years old is a very important age. It's kind of right between when you're discovering things and also when you're still a child. In my case, it was right when my mother came in and said, it's time to stop playing with toys. And it like broke my heart. I was like, what? But yet I was into, figuring out who I was. So it's about these 5 12-year-olds on Halloween night in 1987 because of the looming Cropsy. They say that Halloween's canceled. And they want to go out egging and bombing and being kids and doing whatever. And they want to go rescue their friend who had moved out of the bad area where they are to go to Staten Island Academy.
Yes.
And they
where
go
I
on
took
this
my driver's test.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
And with the looming Cropsy stuff out there, and it's called The Wolf Kings, and it's about these 5 kids, and it's basically an overnight coming of age adventure thing.
Take my money right now.
That's it.
Right.
You're in, right?
We're going to direct it. I'm directing it, and I'm excited.
Well, I mean, congratulations on that, because you had everybody at Hello here on Goonies, right? At Sandlot, which I fully admit, I had never seen until the last 3 years of my entire
Karen
life.
Allen, I had her in my first movie I produced. She's amazing in it. And Squints, I'm still friends with all those guys. I talk to them all the time.
Karen Allen from
Raiders of the Lost
I just showed Raiders of the Lost Ark to my my oldest son.
Which is weird because you're in that movie.
No, I'm not. I just have.
You're not in it?
No,
Yeah, he was in it.
yeah.
Now you're in it.
Theo, I went to Italy on a vacation with my wife recently, and I bought this rakish hat.
you
And
wore
I wore it. Yes, Theo, I wore it. I wore it, and I'm wearing it now, and I have it here. It's a Borsalino hat. It's very expensive and rakish.
But you wear it on the show. You don't wear it outside the show.
Outside the show, but I'm wearing it now because I have it here because these guys have been poking.
He was digging in Cairo for the Ark.
Yes.
I was not.
It's a well of souls.
I was not in the well of souls. I was not in the well of souls. I was. There I am. I was in Italy, right there. There's the shot, Theo. Look at that.
Oh wow, Jurassic Park. Yeah.
No,
you're like the guy who owns Jurassic Park.
If he's drinking a mango smoothie by the Turanian Sea, yes, that's correct.
Yeah,
that's Jurassic Park.
It's great for pictures and it's great in here.
Fantastic.
Staten Island? No bueno.
Don't wear that home.
It's a Staten Island card with that hat. You can't cross the bridge.
I haven't been on the rock in a long time.
Good idea.
So let's talk about a couple other things here. Your Theory podcast.
Yeah.
You and Kim Coates drop weekly podcasts.
What a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
Okay. Why is it a mess for people who may not know?
So I'm going to tell you, what you do is amazing. A couple of years back, someone had said to me, hey, you should do a podcast and we're going to get all these people and you should talk to them. And, I had all these great people on. And by the third show, I said, I have no interest in talking to people. It was like canned answers and no one was like being themselves. And I said, this is ridiculous. So I'm just going to have my friends on. So I had Kim on. And when Kim was on, because this is still one of my closest friends, I realized we both hadn't really watched Sons of Anarchy. We'd seen a few episodes. So I said, why don't I scrap that and we'll just watch Sons of Anarchy and talk about it? So we did, but we thought, wouldn't it be cool if we don't watch them in order? And that was a terrible idea. Yeah, because
by the way, that was my like right there.
Terrible idea because we would watch like episodes in season 3 and go, I wonder why would he do that? Why would that happen? And the audience.
But you lived it. You didn't even remember yourself.
I don't remember anything. No, I'm a goldfish. I don't remember anything. I won't remember this the second I leave here. That's
okay,
it.
Theo Rossi, I get it.
So then we started, after when we got to season 4, we started going in order and we talked to everyone from the show and it's become this incredible thing. And then we do Theory, which was the original, now as the side thing where I just kind of talk about things that make no sense.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
What did you mentioned your mom earlier before. What did she think of Sons of Anarchy?
It's a little violent for her.
It's a little bit too violent?
Yeah.
Okay.
She wants me just to play nice people.
Well, so what's happening with that?
I'm starting to. There's things coming out where I mean, don't let Emily the criminal fool you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. What is your takeaway from Sons of Anarchy now that you do look back? I know you said you're a goldfish, but
we were just speaking about it. I think that I'm so fortunate to be from an era where you watch TV where you lived with them for 8 years.
Right.
7-8 years. So I now understand after watching it that you were with people every week and they talked about it at work and they watched it with their parents and they watched it with, their significant other and they named their dog Jax or Juice or Opie and it engulfed their life. And we just don't have that anymore. We're consuming shows very fast and we don't have that connection. If we almost forget about it because I think somebody just said there was 600 scripted TV shows last year. So I'm fortunate that there were these shows that Sopranos, The Wire, Oz, Breaking Bad, Sons, that were kind of these weekly and kind of hit the zeitgeist type thing. I was just saying, I was in Bulgaria, doing a film and there was someone with the Reaper on it, like the Superman symbol. So it kind of traveled and became something. So I'm really fortunate to have that. And it's a great and most amazing fan base in the world.
Well, there is, and there is obviously the streaming community where people who maybe didn't see it
now
and experience it the way that you just lamented that many people don't experience shows anymore. they could binge it, no juice, literally within 72 hours and run into you in the
Which
street.
is really hard because they weren't kind of made for that. It was like, I can't imagine that emotional roller coaster of going to the next episode, the next episode, the next episode. I think that having that break, which I think we're starting to go back to, is kind of nice. You have a moment.
Although, my wife and I just spent the weekend binging Yellowstone, which we didn't get into. Right here on Peacock. That's not why I'm saying it. Just get something extra in my check. But when we went from the end of season 1 right into the start of season 2, I turned to her. I'm like, how lucky are we that it took us 10 seconds to get into something that somebody waited like a calendar year for. So I guess there is a benefit to that. But your show was not made for that. And that is the way many people
I think it works both ways. I think that it's a benefit to the audience to be more in their, like, to really be in their life. And as an artist, and I use that word sparingly with me, is it's to be connected to them. They get to know you more.
Well, it's great to get to know you and you me, because when I walked in today and saw you for the first time, you didn't think there's a guy from Staten Island, but now you do.
No.
Okay.
You didn't have the hat on.
I didn't. Did not have the hat on. That is correct. That is not the way I greet people on this program, is with that hat. But it's great to meet somebody from The Rock who's done so well. So congrats on that.
That means a ton.
That's the truth. Emily the Criminal, check it out in theaters near you starting Friday, August the 12th. The Theory podcast drops wherever you can get your podcasts with twice a week releases. And when do we see, do you think this to do with the Cropsy? When do we see this? When you start?
We're supposed to start filming at the end of October. So we got a bunch of stuff coming out between then. And I'm sure we'll talk again. Maybe we'll go to Danino's in Staten Island.
Danino's, hey man, that was featured in The King of Staten Island, right?
No,
when I saw that
there, Burke, it's my buddy Burke.
That's it, man. Danino's, that's the real
Ralph's Ices.
I was telling that to my son the other day.
They would never know. My sons would never know a Ralph's Ices.
My dad taught me, rest in peace. He was an assistant. He was a vice principal at Port Richmond High School.
Amazing.
So that was right there, right in Port Richmond. I went to Ralph's Ices.
And Danino's, you went to everything there.
Come on, man.
Your dad lived an amazing life.
My mom grew taught in Brooklyn. She's, she lives here in LA now. And man.
Cool.
Brooklyn, Staten Island. Here. Oh yeah, they were New York City public school educators that when the Verrazano Bridge got built, they went from Brooklyn right to Staten Island.
Same exact thing happened with us.
That's it, man.
Isn't that incredible?
It's a small.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about your dad, but it's great that your mom's here with you. Thanks, and that you guys had Ralph's Ices together.
It's the greatest, because when you got to the bottom of it, it was like crisp at the bottom. It was like syrup at the bottom.
I'm ready. Right? The rainbow ice. I'm ready right now.
at Theo Rossi on Twitter. Check out Emily the Criminal in theaters on August the 12th.